So, third match up there on screen. Lee Isabella Siyun, 19 years of age, the lowest world ranked player in this match at 159, but she's still very young. Defensive player, but high pedigree, 2010 Olympic youth medal. Very competent. We've seen her perform well here in Tokyo, and their opponent there. And I do like those pink shirts. They haven't worn pink for a while, the Chinese women. I do like that. I think it looks very smart. Zhu Yuling, 19 years old, world ranked at number 5.
We haven't seen a lot of defensive players sent in to play against China in general. It seems like most coaches for opposing teams feel that it's not maybe not the best strategy, as China has a lot of practice against choppers, has a chopper on their team, and just outstanding power. So we'll see how this works out. Hopefully the change of pace is something a little bit clever. But
Nice.
definitely China the favorite on this match.
Yeah, absolutely. A nice camera angle there just to watch the ball going back and forward at speed. And the players have now warmed up.
Singapore versus China. First game.
Looks like we're ready to go, and the serve in the first game is with Lee Isabel.
Very impressive first point from Lee. 2 big forehand attacks early on. Comfortable blocks by Zhu right away. And after 2 big backhand attacks, missing the third ball, it's nice to see that Lee is not afraid to pull out the attack. Wow, just smothering that ball right down the line. Clever change of pace by Lee, fast and low, then one to the backhand, another one to the backhand, inside out, but no problem. Zhu just all over that ball.
Tell you what, in these opening exchanges, I didn't know how competent Zhu Yuling would be at this stage of the tournament against defense, but she looks very competent indeed. There's no history on the head-to-heads of these two players. They are both still young, so perhaps haven't been around on the tour just so long to have played against one another. But Zhu Yuling is right out of the blocks. She's already 30 meters down the 100-meter track here. 6-0. And that's a sign of somebody comfortable against defense. They take their time. You don't see them rushing. They're watching the spins. They're playing the right balls. And Zhu Yuling, lovely control. Watch the forehand, nice and long arc, nice long arms, nice and relaxed. She looks at ease.
There we go. Lee is on the board with the big forehand attack wide out to the forehand. Nice placement. Zhu trying to keep the ball back wide to the forehand. It's interesting. We've seen lots of attacks out here from Lee, and Zhu not bothered so far.
Oh, good length, right on the edge. She'll say sorry for that, I'm sure.
Perfect placement from Lee.
Acknowledges that a bit lucky.
Yep.
Good length. Defender back home when I was growing up used to say, good length. Good length, that one. Giving me the impression that they meant it, you know, that they were training to play that length.
Right.
But of course, for defenders, the longer they can get, the deeper they can get the ball, the better. Just hit her bat on the table there, Lee. She's going for the flick. She's right to try and change it up, because if she just maintains defense, she's going to struggle. Good experience for her too.
Let 2-10.
Outstanding serve, similar to Ding Ning, with the back side of the racket, squatting down and reverse tomahawking it. Much more open face. You can see the kick on the ball. Still very tough to read the contact.
Whoa, she's attacking beautifully. This time on the backhand.
Exactly, and we had seen her do it 2 times earlier in the match. The pips attacks. The first one, no problem for Ju, excellent block, and then right back with the forehand wide cross court.
Great footwork by Lee as well to get into the position to be able to play those shots.
11-4.
And the first game goes to Ju Yuling of China to be 1-0 up over Isabel Lee from Singapore. And we're back with the players for game 2. You could see Ju Yuling getting a lot of words from different players on the team. Everybody throwing their 2 cents in. A lot of experience on the bench with the world top 4 on her side. Heavy chop from down low. Lee takes the first point. One thing we might want to see is some floating shots, some spin variation. Sign of an excellent chopper, forcing her opponent to pay close attention.
1-0.
Short serve to the forehand with underspin. Trouble for Lee. And a bit of underspin of her own with the deep, fast serve to the backhand. Right idea, following a deep chop, popped up a little bit. Looked like she might have gone down the backhand line with that shot, but still a tough ball, even to the length of the court. A backhand loop off a chop. Don't see a ton of those, usually enough time for a player to run around and spin it up with the forehand.
Bit reckless there, unlike on her forehand where she just continually takes her time, Ju Yuling.
Bit of deceptive topspin. Tied back up 3-all. And see the contact here. Look at the rotation on the ball. Not very obvious. Almost complete side spin, a little bit of top. Caught the edge of the blade. Lee's showing that she's got the ideas right. She's taking some shots whenever she can get them.
3-4.
And the service variation is very nice. The tomahawk serve looked good, but still Ju very confident, able to read that. Heavy. The forehand chops have been more effective for Lee lately. Off the inverted rubber, it seems to be getting more spin than Ju's able to read. The pips are floating long, and she seems very comfortable, just one after another.
5-4.
And of course, teams have to change and evolve. Nobody can play forever. And when we look back at the teams in the 2008 Olympic clash between these two, just Feng Chunwei still in the lineup. China, of course, always bringing through the younger players, and we reflected on the 2 young players that came through in the 2010 match in Moscow. We are now leading the light for China now. Ding Ning, Lu Xuen, and Singapore equally will have young players coming through, and Lee Isabella Siyun is one of them. Feng Qianwei won't be around forever, of course, so a great opportunity for Lee to play from Singapore. Obviously, players like Lee Jae-wei, now retired, Wang Yuego, retired. So perhaps we're seeing over the next couple of months and years some new players coming through for Singapore.
And what a luxury for China to be able to rotate and have fresh players so often.
Still massive game in China. Massive number of players playing. Fantastic development and performance system. I trained in Shanghai. Lived just outside Shanghai. Oh, fantastic block. And the amount of players who never actually pull on the international jersey for China, but are still world-class players, is phenomenal.
Actually, so many that some of them could even go to Singapore at a young age, end up playing for the national team, and fight the players who did make the Chinese national team. And they're not the only country. Many countries in the world actually have Chinese players playing top of their team. So if you're number 4 in China and you're looking for a country to play for, give me a call.
Oh, great attacking by Lee. Unlucky. She is having to do things differently here against Zhu. Zhu looks completely comfortable. Doesn't want to try and force it too much, though. Look at that forehand technique from Zhu. Look how the arm goes round. Perfect angle here at this end of the table. You can actually see the bat going right round behind her, and she's accelerating through it. Super technique to zip through chop. Oh, but a wonderful counter topspin from Lee.
Really clever timing, too. She sees the slower stroke arcing up a little bit high, takes that opportunity to turn and attack right away to the open court. Smart, smart play. Great eye by Lee. Still 3 game points against her. And not able to fend off the others. It is 11-7 as Zhu Yuling takes game 2 to go up 2-0 over Singapore's Isabel Lee.
First game, Singapore to serve, love all.
So what has Lee got that might influence the outcome of a 3 straight game win here for Zhu? Oh.